My amplified unit, where the fuck you at? Here, bitch! Don't get it twisted, it's the double-fisted, ass-kicking, we bots to get ballistic, B, motherfucking C. Red team, go! Here we go, motherfuckers. This is the Survivor Series preview show. This is what we've been talking about, right, for weeks now. We have been through the excitement, the heartbreak, the ebbs and flows, the changes, all in really a 3-week time for Survivor Series, because all of the talk was for Evolution and Crown Jewel. So Survivor Series didn't get a lot of build, not a lot of hype, but when you put Styles and Lesnar as one of your main attractions, and then we're talking about the real main event to all of us, Rousey and Lynch, we were excited. This is something we were actually looking forward to. Finally, a pay-per-view that excited us. And bam! In a 24-hour period, it was all taken from us. All of a sudden, Bryan is in for AJ Styles. And while that would normally be an epic match, David versus Goliath, we didn't have time to process this shit. All of a sudden, we find out 5 nights before Survivor Series that Becky Lynch can't even compete. Charlotte Flair gets thrown in. While that would, in any other venue, would be a dream match, we really haven't had time to fathom this shit. So it all was kind of just ripped away from us. It doesn't have that excitement or feel anymore. Now we're kind of just in a fucking cumbersome, comatose kind of mood. We don't really know how to view this. It's not that we're totally let down. It's Lesnar, Bryan. It's Charlotte and Ronda. These are 2 fucking pretty big matches. But the matches we were really looking forward to and actually anticipating, because build was starting to actually be there on top of just good matches, it's gone. It's ripped away from us. And now we're stuck with, and I say stuck, yes, they're really good matches, but what are we, is there expectations? I don't even know. I don't even know how I'm feeling about this, right? In my feelings, because I haven't had time to process it. 5 days ago, everything got changed on Survivor Series. I haven't really processed this shit, and I'm about to do it for the first time with you guys right now in front of this camera, talking about it with you guys. And I first want to say, I'm introducing a new system for this preview show, and hopefully going forward for pay-per-view previews, and that's called the Amplified Elbow System. And it's a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being the best you could do. And when I preview these matches, I'm going to rate them on the Amplified Elbow System based on the possibility of having a really great match. That means everything. The wrestling, the psychology behind it, some surprises, some new elements, something cool, something epic. And if I think it's got the greatest possibility to be a great match, you could see 10 amplified elbows. That's going to be hard, but you could see that. If I think a match is totally going to be tragic, you might see 1 amplified elbow, maybe even 0. That's going to be hard to do too. You got to be pretty tragic to get 0 or 1 amplified elbow. But I'm going to introduce that starting today in today's video for Survivor Series preview. And number 2 I want to go over with you guys, I won't be doing the pre-show. So the 20-person tag match, 10 on 10, 5 Raw tag teams versus 5 Smackdown tag teams, I will not be going over that because that's going to be a train wreck. The only way they can save this is if they really planned out their spots beautifully and maybe we get some entertainment for 8 to 10 minutes. Other than that, I see a tragic train wreck. I don't know where they're placing the Cruiserweight Championship, Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali. I believe that's going to be a pre-show because it is a 2-hour pre-show. And Vince usually puts his Cruiserweights on that show. You could see it on the main show, though. There's only 6 really big matches on the main show. Maybe they give the Cruiserweights a break and throw them a bone. I won't be covering that either, though, because like the tragic 20-person tag match, that's a train wreck. The Cruiserweight division is dead to me, and I know. BC, give it a chance. BC, there's really good superstars. BC, there's good action. I understand. I've seen it a million times, guys. I know the superstars. I know what they do in the ring. I've seen the show. There's no excitement in it. The brand has totally died. That's the problem. So I have no interest in covering something that I have no excitement over. I don't see Buddy Murphy losing this strap. He just won it a couple months ago. Let this guy have some steam, right? If you're really going to try to build this division and really want people to take it seriously, you might want to start with building your stars and making your champions. And when you make a champion and build a star, you have them hold the title for a little bit. Don't just keep hot potatoing that every other pay-per-view. That's all I'll go over with those two matches. I want to hit the main card now and introduce my amplified elbow system. So match number 1, let's get right into it.
The IC and US title match gets 6 amplified elbows.
So, 6 amplified elbows is not easy to obtain, I assure you guys. The reason they're getting 6 amplified elbows with really no story or build to this match is because of what they can do inside that ring. The actual wrestling. The key component I look for most in that ring is the wrestling, the action. I think on a card with 6 main matches, that's it. There's no reason Vince McMahon doesn't give Nakamura and Rollins at least 20 to 25 minutes. And again, this is a pay-per-view, so it'll be commercial-free, which means it's a treat to any wrestling fan. If you look at the main roster right now and you were to put together 10 dream matches, I'm pretty sure Nakamura and Rollins would be on your list, or at least right around that top 10. So this is, in a sense, a dream match. It's the dark horse. It's a sleeper match. A lot of people are sleeping on this match and not really giving it the time of day. But don't be surprised if this is one of the matches you're talking about the next day. So with no story and no build, I couldn't give it more than 6 amplified elbows. But because of what they can bring to the table skill-wise and talent-wise, and then you put them together in the same ring, that's easily 6 stars off the bat. But then on top of that, you add the element of Dean Ambrose. Because Rollins is spending more time worried about Ambrose than Nakamura the last several weeks. So Ambrose could be a key component here where he cost Rollins the match. This helps save face for Nakamura and helps sets up Rollins and Ambrose for TLC and beyond. So Ambrose could be a key component that sets up a lot of cool things here. That as well adds into my amplified elbow system, and that's why they get 6 amplified elbows. This could be, again, the dark horse sleeper match that everybody is kind of not thinking about, but is talking about the next day. I'm looking forward to this match. Hopefully it does not disappoint. Moving on to the next match. This one, I'm not going to be so generous.
AOP versus The Bar. Smackdown Tag Champs versus Raw Tag Champs get 4 amplified elbows.
So 4 amplified elbows for AOP versus The Bar. That's actually not that bad, guys. There's 0 build here. 0. And I know there's 0 build for Rollins and Nakamura as well, but they're in a whole nother league, so I can give them a couple more elbows. This one, guys, no build at all. This could easily be something like a 5-minute match to Vince McMahon. I don't know if he holds any stock in AOP, which is a shame. The Bar is, you talk about ebbs and flows, ups and downs, 50-50 booking. I mean, they're the personification when it comes to tag teams, which is, again, a shame because Cesaro has talent to the moon and back. Sheamus is no pushover either. This is why I give them 4, though. I give them all 4 stars based on what I think they're capable of and what is possible in this match, and them 4 brutes beating the shit out of each other. That's all I want AOP and The Bar to do out there. Go out there and put on what you are known for, what you can do, and that is a brawl, a war. Yes, Cesaro is also just a great wrestler, but he's also known for going to war, especially alongside Sheamus. Well, we know the AOP bases its characters on straight war. So go to it! That's what all 4, because there's nothing else on this match. There's no build, there's no substance, there's nothing. Other than 4 guys known for going to war, and hey, you put them in the middle of the ring, and you're hoping that they actually do such. So that's why I'm even giving that 4 amplified elbows. But that's what it's getting. It gets no more. I'm not going to give it any less. It is capable of being entertaining. If they give this no more than maybe, I don't know, 12, 13 minutes, because the AOP over 10 minutes is not pretty, guys. That's the truth. And I know there's a lot of AOP fans out there, and guess what? I'm one of them. But if you're being true to yourself, after 10 minutes, if there's not a lot of bells and whistles and other things to grab your attention around the ring, like a War Games or something like that they have down in NXT, if there's not like those bells and whistles, the AOP in a straight tag match for over 10 minutes is nothing pretty. The AOP is a type of tag team that has to go in there, get the job done, and get the fuck out. I see this match 13 minutes of a straight fucking war, in-your-face brawling. I'll give it 4 elbows. Who knows? Maybe they surprise us all, and it ends up being better than expected. Moving on, this is a little bit of a bigger match on the card, but I'm not going to just throw it a bunch of amplified elbows just because it's a bigger match. You're going to have to prove something to me. Do you have the capability of being a great match? Let's find out.
Raw vs. Smackdown, the men's traditional 5-on-5 match, gets 5 amplified elbows.
So this is one of the big traditional 5-on-5 matches. This one is for the men. And this one, you would think is just one of the main events and one of the main attractions we're looking forward to. And they set it up beautifully at Crown Jewel. Shane McMahon slips in, sneaks out a Best in the World Cup victory. And he's got this new obsession with beating his sister and beating Raw. And Stephanie McMahon needed to come out that Monday and retaliate, and she didn't. There wasn't much at all of a retaliation. They waited a whole nother week, and by then, you lost the storyline. They had something beautiful here, and then you insert some of actually your top superstars. This could have been an epic 5-on-5. Instead, I can't make this shit up. Instead, we get Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Lashley, Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman. 4 heels and 1 face. Finn Balor is the only face on this team. It looks so disproportionate. It looks so awkward to me, this team. And then over on SmackDown, you got Mysterio, Hardy, Miz, Samoa Joe, and Shane McMahon. Now, part of the reason I'm giving this 5 amplified elbows out of 10 is because of Shane McMahon. I get to watch one of my favorite superstars in that ring, and that's Shane McMahon, because there's always something unique with Shane McMahon. This guy brings his heart and soul into every match when he doesn't need to. He's a bona fide multi-millionaire, an heir to the company, but he goes out there and he just does what he loves to do, and that's just perform. That's just in him. He doesn't have to be doing this shit. And I love when he's in that ring because you feel and you believe what he's presenting to you. So he's part of the reason that even gets 5 amplified elbows. On top of that, this is a traditional Survivor Series match where I do expect it. I know I'm going in with an expectation on a WWE pay-per-view. What am I thinking? But I do expect some good shit here, man. I expect it to be entertaining because if you had this much time to build this match and you come out with a fucking goose egg, you come out with nothing special, I'm seriously going to be frustrated to no end. There's no reason this match shouldn't deliver more than we think it should. And I don't know. This could have been done so much better, guys. Shane McMahon set this up beautifully at Crown Jewel, and it just doesn't have a lot of good substance to it for me. Randy Orton, I expect to slip in this ring, maybe cost Rey Mysterio the match, maybe him and Hardy, who knows. But I expect Randy Orton, so that could be an element as well, an element of fun. But we need some bells and whistles. We need some substance to this match. Otherwise, this is not going to live up to any expectation, no matter how low or how high you have it. That's where I'm keeping this thing. 5 amplified elbows for one of their bigger matches, but that's what they built it to. They have nobody to blame but themselves. We'll see if, when it's all said and done, I should have maybe given it more than 5 amplified elbows. We'll see. Moving on, guys. This is a huge match. This is the Raw Women's Champion taking on... Oh, no, it ain't. She's taken out... Why? Becky, why? Nia, why? Fucking Nia. Becky's no longer, man, it's the substitute. It's still a good match. It's Charlotte over on Smackdown, taking on the Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, in what some are calling, most are calling, a dream match.
Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair get 7 amplified elbows.
Damn, 7 amplified elbows. That's really high on this system, guy. That's hard to obtain. Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, especially in a substitute match, to pull that off, that's pretty exceptional. I'm giving it 7 amplified elbows because it's Ronda Charlotte. This is a match that, if you're being honest with yourself, we do and we did want to see. Obviously, we want to see Becky and Ronda first because that's what was announced, built up, and got us excited. So, more than Ronda and Charlotte, we wanted Ronda Becky, no doubt about it. But we get Charlotte due to circumstances beyond anyone's control. Becky Lynch is out, Nia Jax fucking cold clocked her, decked her, broke her nose, who knows, concussed her maybe. We wish Becky nothing but the best in a speedy recovery. I just want to get that out there. There's no use rehashing the past now. This is where we're at. I really haven't had a lot of time to process and fathom this new match. It's all kind of hitting me, as it is all you guys, pretty sudden. But it's Charlotte now and Ronda. This is a match that many feel Vince McMahon was going to have at WrestleMania. He's fast-tracking it now because of the injury to Becky, and now we're getting Charlotte-Ronda. Again, I'm not going to go in circles. It's a match that we all wanted to see at some point anyway. It is a dream match of sorts. I think they're going to go out there and deliver. So far, Ronda Rousey has shown us nothing other than delivering. She's shown us that she can deliver in that ring, and her naysayers still come out and say the same. She does the same moves. She's this and she... Well, any wrestler you could say that about. Pick your favorite wrestler. I bet you they do kind of the same moves every fucking match. What do you think, Ronda? Ronda's still fucking new as fuck in this ring, man. Her first real match was over at WrestleMania. You try pulling that shit. And she nailed it. She's learning, brah. And for someone learning and green as fuck, she's better than 75% of that roster, at least. So she's going out there with one of the best female wrestlers in the world, Charlotte Flair. At least that we all can agree on. Whether you like Charlotte or not, she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. She just is. And athleticism, I mean, right there with Naomi when it comes to athleticism. So you put Ronda and Charlotte, and I do feel that they truly want to be the best. Whether it's an MMA world or a scripted world, in competition, they truly want to show that their performance is the best. I really get that from these two. Maybe not necessarily on a Sasha Banks level where she's always in tears, but Charlotte's always in tears too because everything is so damn emotional and she takes everything so personally. You get in there with somebody like Ronda who is not going to be shown up or doesn't want to be. They're going to clash, man. And I think even it's got the capability anyway, the possibility to outshining anything that even Ronda and Charlotte thought they were capable of. That's why this gets 7 amplified elbows. I think the entertainment value here is at a real high. That's anyway what I'm thinking. They could go out there, I don't even want to say, I don't want to jinx this, man, but they could dud this. They could go out there and just throw up a dud, a mulligan. I'm hoping that is not the case. I don't know how they're really going to work together. With Becky and Ronda, I kind of had a feeling of how they were going to work together. They were just going to smash each other in the mouth. I like that, you know what I mean? It's two badass females that are willing to just punch you in the face relentlessly and consistently. That's what we knew we were going to get with Ronda and Becky. Charlotte is more of an athletic wrestler, though. So, oh man, you know what I mean? It's kind of clashing of styles is what I'm saying. And I don't know, and I'm not talking Ronda's, wrestling background, amateur. I'm talking like athletic pro wrestling style that Charlotte has, and she's phenomenal at. Ronda's a little bit more in your face, smash mouth. I'm going to fucking whip you across the ring every which way 10 times. I don't know style-wise if it's going to work. That might clash. What I do know is Ronda and Charlotte are capable of giving us an entertainment bout, an entertainment match, entertaining match, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. All in all, when all the fucking bullshit is aside, it is a dream match nonetheless. It's Ronda and it's Charlotte. There's no way I can't give this 7 amplified elbows because there is going to be some expectations because it is those two females. Whether we like it or not, whether we like to place expectations on matches or pay-per-views or not, these two names, there's expectations. There just is. And again, I haven't even processed the whole match really yet. I'm sure I will over the course of the weekend and hopefully by Survivor Series hits the airwaves. But there still is some excitement there, man. But Becky and Ronda, that's the match, man. And I know there's a huge base out there. WrestleMania maybe, BC. Yes, I have to wait another half a year to watch something that I could have gotten Sunday. And by then, my excitement won't be any higher. It's probably not even going to be what it is for Sunday. Because subconsciously, it'll be being built up and built up and built up. And there's no way Ronda and Becky can live up to those expectations when you give it another half a year. Look at The Rock and John Cena. They announced that a whole year before. And then a year later at WrestleMania, of course they didn't live up to the expectations. It was hyped up too much. So people think 6 months from now, a half a year from now, Becky and Ronda will be even more brilliant. Yes, because WWE has shown you that they can make a feud and a story last a half a year. It's going to take more than social media and Becky and Ronda going at it on social media. How the fuck are you going to get the SmackDown Women's Champion over on the Raw brand or vice versa to even make this believable? Becky has to lose that strap. If you want this for WrestleMania, Becky has to lose that strap and then win the Royal Rumble. And then in badass fashion, go, I want you, Ronda, you bitch. Drop the mic. Right there at the Rumble, I would announce it. Rumble goes off the airwaves. If you want to do that for WrestleMania and get me any fucking goosebumps, that would be the only way. But that would take Becky Lynch's fanboys and fangirls that really are obsessed with her to fucking cry their eyes out at TLC when she loses the strap. So which is it? You gotta pick the one of two evils there, man. I love Becky Lynch, but you gotta make this believable. Why is she gonna take on Ronda at WrestleMania? Why am I gonna give a fuck more than I would have Sunday? Sunday was the match. We were all at an all-time high, excitement-wise. That's why I say it's adorable. Everyone's trying to turn a negative into a positive, but don't fool yourself. We were gonna enjoy an epic match. It doesn't matter who wins or who loses. We were going to enjoy an epic match. Both were going to come out with their names, not their hands necessarily, their names held high. Becky Lynch's stock was going to raise. Becky Lynch would have came out of that match, win or lose, more badass. Everyone's like, it's going to be even better at WrestleMania. A half a year from now, when the excitement was already at an all-time high, I wanted that Sunday. It should have been Sunday. Damn you, Nia! I'm not letting her live this one down yet. But that's Charlotte and fucking Ronda. They get 7 amplified elbows. I'm looking forward to it, man. Not as much as Becky and Ronda. I can't say that enough. But I am looking forward to this match. If there was going to be a replacement, I think Charlotte would have been the only option. Asuka would have been good for the diehard, really, smarter fan. Like a lot of you guys, like myself. But the casuals in the mainstream, because of the booking of Asuka, they wouldn't have gotten it. The atmosphere would have been dead because Asuka isn't yet where booking in WWE Creative should have placed her. They need to correct that so Asuka can have those badass matches. To this day, her losing at WrestleMania, I was okay with against Charlotte. And her streak coming to an end, I was okay with that as long as they had something for her. We come to find out, here we are months later, the end of the year, they never had anything for Asuka. They literally just had her lose to Charlotte for no reason. That's why Asuka wasn't the suitable replacement. Charlotte's the only one at this point, because you're talking about limiting it to the Smackdown brand. We'll see, guys. That's enough on that match. 7 fucking amplified elbows. Uh-oh. The Ant-Man just put a lot of expectations on this fucking match. Let's move on and let's continue with more of the females from Raw and SmackDown.
Raw vs. SmackDown, the women's traditional 5-on-5 match, gets 4 amplified elbows.
That's right, 4 amplified elbows, because the writing is on the wall. I have a feeling that Vince is just going to have this match end with Nia Jax and maybe even Tamina Snuka standing in the middle of the ring with their hands held high. Something tells me that this is all just for Nia and Tamina, which is honestly just going to put mine, and I'm sure so many of yours' heads, through a cement fucking wall. But I just have a feeling, I mean, the team, Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka in the Survivor Series match, all of the female talent in the WWE main roster right now, NXT, around the world, and Nia Jax is one of the 10 women in this big match. Tamina Snuka is one of the women in this match. You can't make this shit up, and it just makes you fucking, not just boggles your mind, but it makes you want to put your head through a cement wall. It really does. So Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka are on this team. You got Ruby Riott. That's cool. Good opportunity for her. Mickie James, obviously deserving. It's Mickie fucking James. She's earned her right in there, and she's still one of the best female wrestlers out there. And number 5 is Natalya. So just like the, who is it? The Raw men's team, which is 4 heels, 1 face. The Raw women's team is the same way. 4 heels and 1 face. So I just don't it's so flip-flopped. And over on SmackDown, they're face heavy. You have Asuka, Naomi, Carmella. Who the fuck else is even over there, guys? I have no idea. There's a fucking mystery person, which could bring a little bit of surprise. Who's the heel over there? Sonya Deville. So Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, and then the mystery gal. Now that could bring some entertainment. That could raise that to what would be a 5th amplified elbow. But who's it gonna be? It could just be like Alicia fucking Fox, right? She finds her way somehow over on SmackDown. Who the hell knows? Vince McMahon has done crazier things. What the fuck is Alicia doing on SmackDown? Vince is like, who gives a shit? They'll forget about it in 2 hours. But who knows? Maybe, I bet you it's going to be Mandy Rose. Everyone's thinking it's going to be somebody epic. Watch it be Mandy. Sonya Deville's in there. Watch Mandy Rose get in there, right? I would like to see something like, Nikki Cross would be cool. Give Bianca Belair the spotlight, who's down in NXT, for those of you that don't know. Shayna Baszler comes out of nowhere, beats the fuck out of everybody. She's standing tall at the end. That would be cool. That would turn something that's really just a 4 amplified elbow match at best, I'm being generous, into 5, 6. Well, let's not go more than 6, but that could be 6 amplified elbows if cool shit happens. I just don't know if cool shit is going to happen in this match. I seriously see Nia Jax dominating, and maybe even with Tamina. And those are 2 of the worst professional wrestlers on the planet. I know that's hard to take in, but that's the truth. I know that's harsh, that's heavy. Too fucking bad. You're on the wrong channel if you were expecting something not harsh, something not heavy, something that's not going to offend you. It's tough shit. Nia Jax and Tamina Snuka, in 30 plus years of watching the business, not just WWE, they're some of the worst pro wrestlers I've ever seen in the world, ever. And I gotta watch them Sunday in a prominent match, and probably watch them with their fucking hands held high. I'm not giving this match more than 4 amplified elbows because, quite frankly, it doesn't deserve it. And now we move on to the big one. The big dog, Michael Cole. No, not Roman. But this is what's probably going to be the main event. And I just hope that one of the participants in this match wears a fucking helmet.
Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan get 7 amplified elbows.
So that's what we're giving this one, guys. 7 amplified elbows, man. Right up there with Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. There's no way I can't give this 7. This could be a 5-minute squash match. And Brock just literally destroys and hopefully does not kill Daniel Bryan. Or they could try to make this a 15-minute match. I don't think they would go more than 15 minutes, right? I mean, by then, Daniel Bryan would literally need to... Somebody would have to use a spatula to scrape him off the ring. But they could make this a wrestling match, I guess. Kind of like AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar was. That turned into a wrestling match, man. Pretty fucking badass. And it had all the fucking jukes and jives and Suplex City bitches and F5s. It could be something cool like that. Man, I don't want to have expectations for WWE pay-per-views, but I kind of do with this. Like Charlotte and Ronda, it's Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar. It's David versus Goliath. You know, I would have liked to see this in Daniel Bryan's prime when he didn't have any real head injuries or anything like that, where he could just go. Because Daniel Bryan would take 37 Suplex City bitches. Now, every time he takes one, if he does... I'm going to be cringing, man. I'm going to be like, oh, there's his career. Oh, there's his career. Oh, that's probably his life. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard to watch. Because we do know that this is a guy who's one concussion away from his WWE career at least being finished. And we got a guy like Brock Lesnar who is known for dropping you on his head. That's his shtick. That's who he is. That's what he does. So, man, I don't know how they work together. Brock is going to drop Bryan on his head 7,500 times in this match, if it goes more than 3 minutes. I don't know how this pans out, but I gotta be honest, I'm a little intrigued to find out. This is getting 7 amplified elbows because A, it's Brock Lesnar. B, it's Daniel fucking Bryan. C, it's Brock versus Bryan. And D, there is that intrigue. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know why the heel turn happened Tuesday, 5 nights before Survivor Series. I don't know why they threw Daniel Bryan the championship 5 nights before Survivor Series and took Styles out. I don't know anything at this point about this match. And usually when it comes to not just WWE, but pro wrestling, I know a lot. I have all the scoops and the details and the inside info. With this, zero. And what's crazy about this is nobody has the info. We're all coming up with our own little conclusions and opinions, and nobody's gonna know any. I don't even know if Vince McMahon knows what the fuck he's doing. One thing's for sure, we're all gonna find out this Sunday night at the conclusion of Bryan and Lesnar, man, and at the conclusion of Survivor Series. That's the preview show. That's the amplified elbows that I'm giving out. What do you guys feel? Are you excited, intrigued at all for this pay-per-view? Were you more excited with the card that we originally had? Or is this new card that has just been presented to us 5 nights ago, does this intrigue you and excite you even more? Is it the same to you? Because we just swapped out dream matches if you think about it. Let me know. Drop it down below, man. And we'll all discuss this, obviously, Monday morning. Because that's going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's the review show that I'm going to do for Survivor Series. And I'm hoping, man, that we're just going to talk some great fucking wrestling that happened. And that we don't got to get amplified because this was a shit show. I'm hoping that's not the case. Tomorrow morning, guys, check the channel. I'm actually going to review tonight's NXT TakeOver War Game show. There is a special event tonight. It's NXT. For those casual Amplified unit fans out there that tune into this channel and you don't watch NXT, that is obviously their developmental brand. It's more of a brand, though, to me than developmental. But they're holding a big event tonight. 24 hours before Survivor Series. I'm actually going to go over that event tomorrow morning. So look for that review show. I don't usually cover NXT, so I'm doing something special this weekend. So you're definitely going to want to catch that. And then obviously, like I said, Monday is the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to go over every single detail of the Survivor Series. And we're going to determine if it was good, bad, or fucking ugly. I'm the Amplified Man, kick ass on this Saturday, on this whole fucking weekend, Survivor Series weekend. Double fisting those Starbucks right about now, and we're going to kick a lot of ass. Check you later.